All right, what's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about some simple meal prep tips that I think a lot of people don't really have in line when it comes to getting their food ready every week. All right, what's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about some simple meal prep tips. These tips are extremely helpful because a lot of people don't necessarily have a system in place, or they don't really know how to go about meal prep in the best way, that kind of suits their schedule and their preferences. So we're just going to go over a few things that I find very helpful for myself, some tips that I've passed along to other people that have helped them. So hopefully this reaches a good amount of people so that you guys can kind of develop a system or a method. Or just kind of find what really works best for you on a weekly basis, to get your food prepped and ready for you for the week. So the first and foremost, we're going to utilize crock pots, instant pots, rice cookers, things of that nature. Very low maintenance, very low effort. You put the food in there, you turn the thing on, and then it makes it for you. You're good to go. It's pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. Now the rice cooker, obviously you can't really do much with that other than rice, but like with your crock pot, for example, there's various recipes that you can come up with that. Chicken, all cuts of beef and stuff like that. At least those are the things that I usually make in the crock pot. I don't really venture outside of that, so if you got other things, you can shoot them my way. It might help me out. But as you can see, like, these tools are very low maintenance. They don't take much time. You throw it in, it makes it for you, and you can have a good amount of food in bulk prepped and ready for you to eat. Immediately once it's done. Another thing that I got is if you're going to make dinner or maybe lunch or breakfast every morning, meal prep while you're doing that. You're obviously cooking food on a stove already. You might as well just put another pan on there, throw some meat in the pan, and get it cooked up and ready to go. Whether that's for a meal later in the day, the next day, or just some food that you have ready for you for the next couple of days. Because that kind of leads into the next one. This is something that I just like to do, and I know I have a couple buddies that take the same approach to this. And it's just cooking the food in bulk and then leaving it separated in Tupperware, so that way you can kind of pick and choose from what you want. If you make a big old thing of beef, a big old thing of chicken, a big old thing of, let's say, sweet potatoes, and then rice, you have four different items that you can choose from, and then you can kind of add some sauce or add some veggies or make a little recipe out of the things that you already have cooked. That way it's not, you're not cooking the meal that you need right then and there every single night when you get home from work. I find this to be very helpful, obviously, because you can meal prep multiple meals simultaneously because you have the food cooked in bulk. But if you don't want them to all have the same seasonings or the same sauces, or if you want, let's say you want to do chicken teriyaki one day and then you want to do like a chicken salad kind of vibe, as long as you got the chicken prepped, you can have both of those things without having to have all your meals be the same exact thing every single day that week. So it kind of provides some variety by having all of it cooked and then separated in bulk. That way it's ready for you to just pick at, throughout the week as you need it. Next one, cook double dinners. This kind of sounds, self-explanatory and too simple, too good to be true, but it's, it is what it is. Like, if you're going to cook yourself dinner that night, make enough to have leftovers for the next day. This just goes a long way because if you're cooking dinner every single night, that can get repetitive and time constraining. So let's say you cook 3 dinners and then you have leftovers from all 3 dinners. That's 6 dinners at the end of the week that you have, and then you can kind of have one free meal, where you get a little loose on it. So cooking extra food while you're cooking dinner just kind of sets you up for that next day, or at least to have something prepped and ready, all ready to go, that is good, that you enjoyed. And it's right there for you. Now, the last one, in my opinion, is probably one of the most important ones, and that is prepping for your spouse. If you're going to cook a meal prep for yourself, you might as well cook for your spouse as well, so they can stay on point. And this also provides a little bit of accountability for you, because you know that you can't slack because you got to cook for not only yourself but your partner as well. I really like this tip because then everyone in the house can stay on their plan. They have food ready and accessible. And again, just the accountability factor. If you're going to take care of your spouse, you're more than likely going to cook up what you need to cook up, essentially. And these seem like really simple, maybe even slightly ridiculous tips, but at the end of the day, these go a very long way in figuring out the kind of system that you need to have set up in place for you to have the food ready for you every single week so you can reach your goals. but I just find that it puts you in a better position to have the variety ready, to have everything that you need, and to make sure that you're just staying on top of your game, because you really don't ever want to find yourself, if you have serious goals at least, you really don't want to find yourself in a position where you don't have your next meal ready, or you don't know what your next meal is going to be. You know, these are, especially for me as an athlete, like I never want to question, like, do I have, you know, a dinner in the fridge, or do I have, you know, lunch to take with me to work? You know, you always want to be prepared, and you always want to be at your best. Now, you'll hear some people make excuses like, well, I don't want to eat leftovers, or you know, I don't like meal prepping, or I don't like cooking. And at the end of the day, if you're not willing to do the work that other people are willing to do and have done, you know, before and are going to do after you, then, you know, maybe reaching your goals just isn't for you. And I know it sounds, that's not what a lot of people want to hear, and it, you know, it's not the sweet talk that a lot of other fitness people might tell you. But at the end of the day, if you're not willing to take the actions to set yourself up for success, why would you expect anyone else to do that? And then B, why do you think that you deserve the same results that other people that are already putting in the same, if not more work than you, are trying to achieve? You know, by getting in your own way, by having these excuses of, well, I don't like leftovers, they taste gross, or I'm not willing to cook dinner every night. Whatever your excuse is, at the end of the day, if you're not willing to overcome that, or find a way or work around that, it's going to take you much longer, if you know at all, to actually reach your goals. And so I'm just trying to provide tips that are very easy to implement and easy to follow for people, because I want to see you guys succeed. I want to see you reach your goals, and I want to help you in any way that I can to get to those goals. So I hope that you guys got some good stuff out of this. I hope these tips help you. And honestly, if you have any tips or systems that you have for meal prep in place, shoot them in the comments, because they may even help me, but they're going to help other people as well that, you know, come across them as they watch this video. So if you have stuff that you got going on that, you know, works for you, keep doing it, but share those things as well, because they may help a lot of other people. And I hope that a lot of this information can help a lot of you guys get on track with your nutrition so you can accomplish your goals.